Alright, so many people were asking me how I made my NoClips and what it takes to make a NoClip. So I'm doing this video to show you the basics of making a NoClip level in Geometry Dash. You can choose between two things. You can make a decorated NoClip level, a realistic NoClip level, or you can make a layout NoClip level to show the gameplay of a level. To make a layout NoClip level, you have to create the basics static blocks. Like this. I'm just building it right now. And this, giving the number 2 black, another one, okay. So this is the static block. You can also use, it goes in front of the block, but we don't want that because it's a static block and a static block is normally in front of the player. So we just have to change that. -1 and 1. This has to be in front of this block. So now it's in front of the player. But it's not static yet. I mean, if we just jump on the block, you can fall through. So you have to add those blocks, those bricks or whatever it's called. I don't know. If you put them there, you can jump up there like that, and you can also break through them. So it's like a NoClip block. But we don't want that either. I mean we want that, but we want to make it invisible because it doesn't look good if we put that there. So we have to add an alpha trigger to make it invisible. Group 1, fade and 0, opacity 0. And the block has to be group 1 to be invisible. So if you have like a gameplay like that, just like that, you can go through the blocks or on them. Next step is going to be the spikes. Or are the spikes? There are my spikes. We're just gonna use the big one. For the spike we have to do the same like the static blocks. We have to change the Z layer. It's already changed here to T1. T1 means it is in front of the player. That's right, that's good. And this is Z ordner 1 and Z ordner 2. This has to be in front of this, otherwise it will look bad. So we just have to put it right there, kinda like that. And we can go through it, or above it, whatever. The last thing we want to do are the sounds. If you have a NoClip kit, you can just paste them here. This is 0. I will just delete that. Now we have that. Almost every layout NoClip creator is using those sources, so we're just gonna use that too. We have to be sure that this is white. It has to be white, and it has to be a Z layer T1. Yeah. So we can just put them wherever we want. If we put them here, we can go through them. Kinda cool. So this is kinda like the basics. We also have those ground spikes, you know them, those are the ground spikes. You can find them in NoClip kits too. I will show what a NoClip kit is later. I have them here. Those are my ground spikes. We just delete them. So we have to be sure that it is not B2 but T1 and Z ordner 1. So now we have to put them at the ground so that it looks good and real, and we can go through them. Perfect. Or kinda like that. So if you have a big layout, a NoClip layout, you just have to replace all the blocks, those blocks I showed you. The problem is that you can't, that you have to replace the blocks manually, so you can't just automatically replace everything. So you have to invest a few hours to do that. You also have to add portals that make you not die, you know. And there's another problem too, called the slopes. Slopes are a big problem in NoClip communities. Many people don't know how to use them or how to NoClip them. So if we have like So if you have blocks like this, you need to get up there and on the orbs. You can't just no-clip those. So if we look there, you have to do that. And the problem is, if we no-clip them, you will go through it. And we don't have those stop bricks. Alright, so we have to do something else. What I'm doing is, I'm just putting those slopes there and make it invisible, so you will automatically go up and don't die. That's my best thing. Or you can copy those bricks and make them with snap. Why can I snap them? Oh, we can rotate them. And adding them to like this. I never done that before, so this is kind of hard for me. So you can do that. The problem is that the gameplay will be harder if you put that, so I suggest you to do that instead. Alright, so I think you know the basics now of creating a layout NoClip. But there are also moving objects and rotating objects. So you need to figure out how to use the triggers. I won't explain how to use the triggers, you can watch other videos. But if you manage to complete an entirely big layout and NoClip them and add portals and stuff to make you not die, then it would be quite good. Alright, but that's only the one thing you can do. Because as I mentioned earlier, you can create layout NoClip levels, but you can also create a decorated realistic NoClip levels. But they're a lot harder. I would say let's just switch to my levels, because I'm doing realistic NoClips. So let's just go to breakout objects. Alright, so here it is. I start NoClipping already, because all objects are already NoClipped. The problem here is we have to check many things. For a NoClip beginner, I suggest you to not start with a big over-decorated level like this. You should start with a 1.9 or 1.8 level to start easy with decorated NoClips, because those kind of stuff are really hard to do. I think I spent an hour or more to even NoClip those few things. It's very hard to do all of that, and it takes many hours or even days to do that. I no-clip all of those ground spikes. I no-clip all of those black blocks. I no-clip all of those off spikes. Even with those little spikes right in there. I no-clip those ground objects. Those ground objects. Those static blocks. I had to no-clip those static blocks, and those sources are very hard to make because they were originally had a blending effect, and I don't think if you know a blending effect, but if you add a blending to a saw, it will go kind of like invisible, and yeah, so you have to create a separate color to figure that all step out, but that's too much, I think, for you. So there's all of that, several groups. And also bug fixes above there. I don't have much to tell you about decorating NoClip levels, because there are actually too much to tell you that are too hard for me to tell. As you may know, I don't speak English very well, so yeah, but I can just say it's very hard to make decorated NoClip levels, especially a level like this. So the last thing I will show you is the NoClip kit. Let's just switch to that. So if we search for NoClip kit, you will find a lot of different levels. You can just copy and copy all the objects, but I have a better NoClip kit called NoClip Mega Kit. I uploaded it on my GD account. It's made by Omegaplex, not by me. So if you just copy that, that's by the way the best I found yet. You will find many different objects you can just copy and paste in your custom object. As you can see, I have many saved here. So there are static blocks, NoClip static blocks, NoClip spikes, NoClip ground spikes, NoClip saws, NoClip even NoClipped slopes, and NoClip monsters. So you can just choose from whatever block you want paste them in your custom object, and start no-clipping levels, whatever you want. And if you create more and more and more no-clips, they will get even better and better. Some of you may know, my first no-clip I made was no-clip fairy dust. It was already a decorated no-clip, but it wasn't that good, so I made more and more levels, and they got better every time. So you can just play around, make some levels if you want, and if you think they're good, you can upload them, whatever you want. It's your choice. So I hope I could help you and give you a few examples of how to make no-clip levels. If you still have questions, you can comment under this video, and I will probably answer you. Without further ado, I won't make this video any longer. Have a nice day, and till the next time. Bye bye.